Mistake number 3, choosing the wrong executor or the wrong trustee. So when you're thinking of choosing an executor for your will, an executor, or who that is, that's the person who carries out and implements your wishes under the will. When you're thinking about who to choose, sometimes people think, well, I'll choose my spouse, or I'll choose my kids, or some other family member, sibling. And that can be a fine choice. It's not dependent upon the relationship so much, though it is important if somebody knows you. But really what is critical is that that person is capable. They're trustworthy. They will do their job. They have a business orientation. They're organized. They're somebody who will take their job seriously and get it done in a timely manner. So when you're thinking about who to select to be your executor, or who to select to be, if you have a revocable living trust, who to select to be your successor trustee, that's the trustee after you who will carry out your wishes once you're gone. What you're really looking at is, ideally, they are a family member, they know you well, they're trustworthy, but more than that, they are capable. And if you don't have that type of person in your family, then you probably should consider nominating somebody who is a professional, because there are professionals, they're called fiduciaries, and they will get the job done, they'll do it well, and yes, they will charge a fee. That's one of the reasons people sometimes are reluctant to name a professional, but I got to tell you, getting the job done in an efficient manner is going to save a lot of money, even in light of the fact that you're going to have to pay that professional to do their job. So here's an example. A gentleman named his wife to be the executor of his will. That makes sense. Under his will, his wife would get certain assets, and his children from a prior marriage would get certain assets. And what happened was the wife chose not to do the probate, chose not to file the will with the court, basically chose to do nothing. And by doing nothing, and she's on title to certain accounts, and she's on title to the house, she can just continue living her life as if the husband, hadn't said in his will that certain of assets are supposed to go to his kids from the prior marriage. So that probably wasn't the best choice of the executor, because his wishes are not being carried out. His kids and his grandkids are not getting what the will said that they should get. And the reason for that is that the wife just went along and didn't implement the will through the probate. I guess I would put it on the kids too, the people that have a copy of the will and they know that they're supposed to get things. It really also is incumbent on them to say, hey, a probate needs to be filed because, grandpa wanted these kids to have money for their education, and that hasn't happened. By selecting the right executor, then that situation wouldn't have occurred.